Welcome, students. So we will be dealing with review of some statistical concepts. Okay. So first we will start with the definition of statistics. So what is statistics? So statistics is defined by different statisticians in different ways. Okay. We have so many definitions. One definition is in singular sense. Okay. We have so many definitions. One definition is in singular sense, another is in plural sense. We have one definition. Okay, so now we will be dealing with the definition of statistics in singular sense given by two people. Okay, given by two people named Croxton and Cowden. So how they have given definition of statistics. Okay, so how they have given this definition as statistics is defined as science of collection, Okay, then what else? Then presentation, collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation. Okay, analysis and interpretation of what? Of numerical data. Of what type of data? We are dealing with numbers. So here we are dealing with numerical data it is. So this is the definition of statistics given by two people. They are called Croxton and Cowden. So it is the definition of statistics in singular sense. So we have collection, then presentation. We have collection of what? Collection of data. Presentation of what? Presentation of data, analysis of data, and finally we come to interpretation of numerical data. Okay, so this is the definition of statistics given in singular sense. Now, coming to the functions of statistics. Okay, we are dealing with all the basic review concepts of stats. So functions of statistics. So what are the functions of statistics? Functions, there are different main functions we have. So it presents the facts in definite form. Facts in a definite form. We have it in a definite form. Then it simplifies the data. Yes or no? It simplifies the data. It simplifies, and then what else? It condenses the size. Even the size of the data is very large, it condenses it. How will it condense? Maybe in the form of the table. Yes, so simplifies and condenses the size of the data. Okay, then what else? It helps in comparison data. It helps in comparison. For comparison purpose. It is useful. Okay, it helps in comparison. Then, so it gives a facts in definite form, simplifies the data, it helps in comparison. Then what else? It helps in business forecasting, which we will be dealing in detail. Okay, it helps in business forecasting. Which we will deal with it later. Okay, in detail also. Then it enriches our knowledge and widens our experience at many different functions of statistics. Okay, now we will deal with some basic concepts of stats as well. Okay, now what do you mean by units? So what do you mean by units, students? The objects whose characteristics are studied in any statistical survey are called units. Okay. And then what do you mean by population? These are the different terms. Okay, population. What do you mean by population? Then what do you mean by sample? Population means the entire unit under study. The entire group under study is called the population. Yes. And then what do you mean by sample? Sample means a subset of the population. Okay, we will be taking a smaller set from the population, that is called as a sample. Yes, from 100 students, out of 100 students, if my population is 100, okay, and then I want to take few students, maybe 15 students, and that will be my sample size. Sample size will be 15. Population size will be 100. Okay, so what do you mean by population? The totality of units under consideration. The totality of units under consideration is called as population. Whereas sample means, what is a sample? Subset of the population is called as sample. Sample is subset of population. Subset of population. Population means totality of units. Totality of units under consideration is called as a population. Sample is a subset, a smaller set. That's it. Okay. And now then we will be dealing with the next concept. So many basic concepts we are dealing with are statistics. Okay. Now we have variable. Okay. We have variables and attributes. So what do you mean by variable? What do you mean by attributes? Variable means a quantitative characteristics. A quantitative characteristic which varies. Okay, variable means which varies. So what is a variable? A quantitative, quantitative characteristic. Quantitative characteristic, okay, which varies from quantitative characteristic which varies from unit to unit. Okay, from unit to, which varies from unit to unit is a variable. Is a variable. Okay, example, height and weight of students, number of students, a quantitative characteristic. It is okay, which varies from unit to unit. That is called as a variable. And what about attribute? It is a qualitative characteristic. We have two types. One is quantitative, another is qualitative. Now coming to attribute. Okay, what it is? Attribute means a qualitative characteristic which varies from unit to unit. Okay, attribute means it is a qualitative characteristic. Okay, it is a qualitative characteristic which varies from unit to unit. It's a qualitative. Okay, qualitative characteristic. Qualitative characteristic which varies from unit to unit is called as an attribute. Okay, example, you can give for qualitative characteristic. What can you give? Skin color. Okay, skin color or intelligence. Intelligence, ability of students, all those can be told as qualitative characteristic. Okay, so how to differentiate between variable and attribute? Okay, and now again we have some basic concepts we are dealing with, basic concepts of statistics. Okay, now we have quantitative data. Quantitative data and qualitative data. So what do you mean by this? Quantitative and qualitative data. Okay, so numerically expressed data are called quantitative, numerically expressed. Okay, quantitative means which is numerically expressed. Numerically expressed data. All right, numerically expressed data are called as quantitative data, whereas the data which are not numerically expressed are called qualitative data. Which are not numerically expressed are called as qualitative data, not numerically expressed. So we have data. It can be divided, it can be into quantitative, either it can be quantitative or qualitative. Quantitative means which can be numerically expressed. Qualitative means which cannot be numerically expressed. That's it. Okay. Now another important concept is nominal scale and ordinal scale. What do you mean by this? Okay, nominal and ordinal. Nominal and ordinal scale. What do you mean by this? Nominal scale means the number assigned. Okay, nominal scale. First, we will deal with nominal scale. What do you mean by this? The number assigned for every unit. The number assigned for every unit for identification of different categories. For identification of identification of different categories is called a nominal scale. Is called a nominal scale. Okay. Is called a nominal scale. So what is a nominal scale? Number assigned for every unit for identification of different categories is called a nominal scale. So one example is roll number. Okay, roll number assigned to students of the college. Okay, example is roll number assigned. Roll numbers of students of the college. Okay, so number assigned for every unit for identification. Roll number is used for identification purpose only, right? So roll numbers assigned for students of a college. Assigned to students. Roll number assigned to students of a college. Okay, and now coming to ordinal scale. What is an ordinal scale? Ordinal scale is the number. Ordinal scale, the numbers assigned to observations that can be arranged in ascending or descending order. Okay, so numbers, ordinal scale means numbers assigned to observations, numbers assigned to observations that can be assigned to observations that can be arranged in ascending or descending order. Okay, that can be arranged in ascending or descending order. That can be arranged in ascending or descending order is called an ordinal scale. Is called an ordinal scale. Okay, can you give one example? An ascending or descending order. For example, ranks. Okay, given to students according to their performance. Ranks given to students according to their performance. Okay, given to students according to their performance. According to their performance. Okay, so some basic concepts we have dealt with here. So what are the basic concepts in statistics? So we have the definition of statistics, functions of statistics, okay, and even limitations we have. Functions of statistics we know. Okay, then units. What do you mean by unit? What do you mean by population? Totality of units. For a sample is a subset of a population, means we are taking the smaller set from the population. That is called as a sample. Variable, attribute, quantitative characteristic is a variable, whereas a qualitative characteristic is an attribute. Quantitative data means numerically expressed data. Qualitative data means not numerically expressed. Data which is not numerically expressed is called as qualitative data. And how to differentiate between nominal and ordinal scale? The number assigned for every unit, okay, for identification of different categories is called as a nominal scale. Whereas nominal scale means example roll number. So it will be assigned roll number according to for identification purpose we are using roll number, right? So it comes in nominal scale. Whereas ordinal scale means according that can be arranged in ascending or descending order is called an ordinal scale. So ranks given to students according to their performance. Okay, so that comes in ordinal scale. Okay, so these are some of the basic concepts which you should be aware of. Okay, so that's all. We will continue in the next session.